1.6, simple interest. All right, let's read this problem and see what it's about. Amelia invests $25,000, part at 5% and the rest at 6%. The annual return on the 5% investment exceeds the annual return on the 6% investment by $40. How much did she invest at each rate? So you'll want to pause this video and get this copied down, and then let's go through it. First of all, this is a question regarding simple interest. And the question that is asking us, how much did she invest at each rate? So we know that our variables need to match up with that. Let's let X be the part, what she invested at 5% interest. And that's, of course, dollars. And the rest of it is at 6%. So the rest is going to be invested at 6%. Now, how much is their interest? Well, we know that she invested $25,000, and if X of it is here, well, if you knew that that was $15,000, you would say $25,000 minus $15,000, or if you knew this was $5,000, you would say $25,000 minus $5,000. So you would figure out how much at this amount by taking the total and subtracting the amount that was invested at the other interest rate. Okay, so now we have our variable set up, and that's a very important part of this process. Now we're ready to get an equation. So we're finished with this first sentence, and the next one says the annual return on the investment. Well, the part that's invested at 5% is getting 5% interest, and it says that the part that's invested at 5% exceeds the interest that's earned exceeds the annual return on the other part. So the 5% part, 5% written in decimal form, of course, is 0.05 because you divide by 100. 0.05 times X, that's the amount invested at 5%. If it exceeds the other, it's more. So if I know that they're $40 apart, I want to subtract the other amount, the amount that's invested at 6%, which was $25,000 minus X. And the difference between those is $40. So there's the equation that I'm going to be working with. You could multiply through by 100 and get rid of this. I just worked with the decimals, so I'm going to go ahead that way now. I will apply this with a distributive property. Take 0.06 and multiply that by 25,000, and you should get negative 1,500. And we have a negative times a negative will make a positive 0.06x equals 40. And we combine the x's over here. We have 0.05 plus 0.06. If you need to, use your calculator so that you don't make a careless mistake on that. You'll get 0.11x equals, and I'm going to go ahead and add the 1,500 to both sides to get that over here. So 1,500 plus 40. All right, so I have a little gap there, but 0.11x is equal to 1,540. I want to know just what x is, so I'm going to divide both sides by the 0.11 that's multiplied onto that x. Divide it off, and using your calculator, you should get 14,000. So that's telling us that Amelia has 14,000 invested at 5%. Okay, if she has 14,000 at 5%, then we know that you take the total amount of money, 25,000, and subtract the amount invested at 5%, and that will tell us how much is invested at 6%. So when I subtract this, I'm going to get $11,000 invested at 6% interest. And again, it's a good idea to check this. You can put this back in your original equation or check it some other way, but that's how you do that. All right.